What's up, fam? It's hot as crap in here.
It is hot.
Hey, anyway, we just want to talk about this combo. We're not really going to show the car or any of that stuff. But the stock cube, our drop-in setup, our stage 2 cam, ported heads, all that stuff. We went with the BTR Trinity like always for the boosted stuff. This is an F1 torquey bastard, but I think in the end we'll probably have to pulley it up. It's already making over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, but it falls off real fast. So I think we're gonna go with a bigger pulley, knock some torque out of it, make some power up higher. But a couple things we do want to talk about is we're running the 2 high PSI port kits now. I like them. You know, we've sold a bunch. The thing is though, when you do that, you're gonna get a controller for a centrifugal supercharger deal. You're gonna get a controller. You know,
The brain box, the harness.
The brain box, the harness, and you know that's about it.
Yeah.
So we've come up with a couple options for running the port. We do believe in having the port on its own fuel system, return style fuel system, if possible, boost referenced to a regulator like we have here. So on this one, we're running 10 AN lines. We found a 650 aux that we're happy with. We also sell the 4 Innovations
In-tank setup.
in-tank setups. This one, we basically kind of reached the limit of the stock heads, so we're actually backing this one down a little bit right now. Not that we lifted them or we did anything else, but what we did find too is that we always suggest the Mighty Mouse Wild catch cans, if not 2, depending on the horsepower range of the car. And we ran into it with this one. It, you know, on one full pull near the end, it ended up, you know, pushing, the catch cans couldn't keep up. It wasn't evacuating properly at all. So,
Like these, well, I think this is what, Mishimoto or something like that?
this is an Elite.
Elite. Mishimoto's the same. They come with these tiny little lines. It's not enough ventilation for the crankcase.
Yeah, and there's no
It's,
ventilation.
on these boosted builds.
And even-
Probably would have been fine on an NA maybe, but
don't
we
know,
still
man.
prefer the Mighty Mouse because it just works better.
Yeah, I basically refuse to run anything else.
We don't sell anything else,
No,
but
we
sometimes the other customers come in with some shit they already have on here like this.
Yeah, and then we always end up running into issues. So, you know, just like this has 1 inlet, 2 outlets, but at the same time, it's really not doing anything. And that's even with the vacuum going to the filter. So we're gonna end up doing, like I said, we're gonna put the Mighty Mouse on, do it with this. We're gonna end up running the hose over into here with a connector. That way we can remove the filter and go to the bell mouth whenever we want to. These little tiny filters that are on there are just boost killers, man. I mean, that's like 3 or 4 pounds of boost easy. And that's when they're new. So when you have one that's all dirty and nasty, you know,
And-
it's just, you'll lose 100 horsepower in a heartbeat. Anyway, we like to provide the option where you can go to like a bell mouth or Venturi, whatever people call them. But anyway, so what we did on this one, like I said, it's got its own standalone fuel system. We're trying to make them packageable so that we can sell you everything, regulator, pump, all the lines, all that stuff, and it'll either bolt up to the BTR rails, as they said on the Trinity, or the rails that come with the
The high ram.
high rim.
Yeah.
That shouldn't really change the process of it much at all.
And we should talk, the reason that we're running the BTR is if you don't want to cut the hood.
Right.
Obviously, if you don't mind cutting the hood, the high ram would be the intake to go with.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, you know, bang for the buck on boost, a little bit more torque and things like that, especially with a Pro Charger. You know, it's just simple mathematics of a longer runner. Although, like, my wife's car's got the BTR Trinity on it. It makes 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. This one's got it as stock cubes, and it's making 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. So, I mean,
It's not bad, yeah. Also, you want to get the CNC runnered one. Like,
CNC
don't
runnered
bother
one,
getting
yeah.
the unported one.
yeah, help a brother out and just get the freaking CNC one, please, when you order it from us. I really like the manifold, though.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
However, NA, just
Yeah.
not good results with them.
It's just the runner length, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 4-inch runner, I should say, not a 3-inch. Brian corrected me the other day.
Because there were a lot of people that commented on our intake manifold shootout, what about the BTR? What about the BTR? And
If you're going to spin one of these motors at 9,000 RPM, then maybe that's where it'll shine. But at that point, too, you know, it becomes a plenum volume thing. you know, for an NA car trying to make, you know, 9,000 RPM.
Yeah.
It's a plenum thing. Anyway, also, major point here, okay? So Ben makes these, you know, for each vehicle. It
Usually comes with a rubber.
yeah, it's like a
hose and-
3 inch whatever rubber thing. We prefer to MAF tune, right? Because it corrects for a lot of variables and a lot of other stuff. Now, can we do a speed density tune? Sure. Is it my favorite? No. You're taking away a fueling system from us, for one, and two. But the problem is you do run into the limit. So like my wife's car on 22 pounds of boost or whatever it is, even with the 4-inch pipe at 1400 wheel, we're hitting the 15,000 hertz range. So
the MAF can't keep up.
the MAF
basically.
can't keep up, right? So 15,000 hertz is it. 655 grams is it. Now the grams we just manipulate through other fuel systems. The limit of the MAF though at 15,000 hertz is kind of it. You can set like the other limits a little bit higher, but the actual MAF itself is not going to go past that and keep reading. I'm sure someone's going to be like, that's bullshit, there's some trick to it. I don't care. Keep your tricks. I'm just telling you what we do. Problem is, the smaller that MAF tube goes, the more you're going to max that crap out. So if you come in asking to make 1,000 wheel or more and you've got the 3-inch MAF tube, you know, or the 3.5 inch, whatever it is that comes from the thing, we're just going to tell you no. We're going to have to build a 4-inch system for it, especially if you're going to run like a K-Tech or whatever it is.
Right.
And the whole thing is that it's going to give us more MAF range and allow us to utilize the MAF a lot longer, giving us a third fueling table and a bunch of other things. It's also another data point to register what's going on. So,
Can you explain real quick about the standalone fuel system? Does it require another tank? Does
no,
it?
So what's cool about this one is that, like I said, it's a 650 liter pump. It's 10 AN, all that stuff, and it can run in 2 speeds. So for this one, we have it running at 60 or 70% until it gets triggered from the Hobbs, and then it goes to 100%.
Is it an in-tank pump or is it an inline pump?
It's an inline pump, but it's its own thing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And what we found is, except for the dual in tank or triple in tank that we actually designed ourselves. Well, I say we.
We handpicked the
I didn't
parts.
do anything.
Well, Ben did. Ben
We-
handpicked.
Meaning me.
Yeah. being Ben. So we, as a blended company,
Yeah.
as a multicultural family. Anyway, all jokes aside, what we found is that, like I said, except for the one Ben personally built, and it's pretty dope. That will be eventually for sale. But that's a whole other level of the game for what's in my personal car. That basically you get uncovered, right? So even if you're half tank full, when that stuff sloshes to the back and up, let's say on a 120 60 foot,
120.
you uncover the pumps.
Right.
So kind of what he did on mine is he made his own whole everything, so they all sit in the back. However, I still have an aux pump that we do utilize on the red car. It happens to be a 340, not a 650, but anyway.
And this pump that comes with this system, Ben, will basically be in lieu of like a low side aux. Like you'll use it instead of,
It is,
because the low
yeah,
side aux
it's
just won't
basically
supply
a
enough.
low side aux, but
But-
the problem is trying
yeah.
to power these things off the entire system.
Right.
Are you trying to take that off? Bro?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, bro, we can work around it.
No.
Yeah.
Lots has to come off to get that out of there.
Yeah, I know. I did see where it had slid up on that.
I'm just pushing it back in there.
The good thing about the aux though is that it goes in that lowest rear spot. So, you know, when it gets hit and the fuel goes to the back, it's going right to that pump.
You're not
It's
gonna
always-
starve the fuel.
You're not
You
gonna
starve
starve
it,
the
yeah.
fuel
Covers it down.
Yeah.
Covers down on
in the 60 foot.
Yeah, it covers down on 60-foot-1, and then when the car levels back out, you know, it's gonna
Where does
keep
it
going.
return to, Ben? Does it return back into the fuel hat? Does it return?
So I returned this one low so it doesn't aerate.
So it doesn't have the
returns into
cavitation
bottom.
issues?
It should just aerate into liquid fuel, so there shouldn't be any dropping in aeration type thing.
Okay.
Unless you run like low as hell, you know.
Yeah, so we want to maintain as much of, you know, there's a lot of benefits to the stock fuel system, and like you can't get over that you have the dual saddle, and one's a feed tank, and one's a feed pump, and one's just, you know. So with keeping with that, you know, and you got to look at the fuel demand that you need for what we're trying to run port for. So again, I know it kind of gets expensive. Like we're never not going to push M1 or methanol as a viable source of fuel and cooling. So even if you have a port kit, like this one itself would power probably, shit, what, close to 2,000
I'd
with
say
these
it should
injectors?
be
These are at least
2,000,
2,000
yeah.
horse
Yeah.
injectors.
Yeah.
On alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are monsters, but what's crazy is that like through the deal, I'm actually in control of them. They're not messing with anything.
Now, if he just had the port, would he need the meth still for cooling?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, you know, to me, and, you know, this is just from what we've seen, the further away your alcohol, so let's say you ran this car fully on M1. Would it heat up? No, most likely not. Would the charge temp still be hot as crap when it gets in there? Absolutely. So, if, you know, eventually what we may do, and what our hope is that we can cut this back, either put it in the blower itself or just a little bit of M1 in the front. Because like M1 is going to make more power than C85 or
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else out there, M1 is going to make more power. It's just that simple. Here's the other thing. We have not had a ProMeth 190 pump fail.
We've not
Not
had
once.
we've not had any issues with meth kits.
No,
None.
I think we replaced one, and it was like
The
one of the
115, it
OG,
was the
It
triple-
was like it was 3 or 4 years old.
It was at
like
least, yeah, the car
absolutely a
sat
service
for
item,
years
you
and
know,
all that
I mean,
stuff. So, yeah, and that was a 115. That was the original setups, which,
I think meth just got a bad rap for a while because people were not familiar with it, how to
you don't
use
call
it.
All the
Attention,
meth kits
you
that
know.
were out there, they
Yeah.
should get a fucking bad rap, you know.
People
Yeah.
are putting it in their windshield washer fluid bottle and like running out
50-50.
if you're doing a wide open
50-50
throttle
and
pull,
rusting out your
yeah,
lines and not using PTFE, not using the right parts, not using stainless, you know, blah blah blah. We
Yeah.
kind of solved all those issues. And you know what's funny? We see LT4 high side pumps weekly fail, or LT4 in tank pumps weekly fail. You know, GM's QC has become hot trash, and we have yet to see a meth pump fail.
yeah.
And we do hundreds.
It wasn't like it.
Another thing people are afraid of is tapping into their stock tank for low side aux. I don't know why, but they just
Never see. I'm not
I
saying
get
it's-
a lot of reservation about that too.
We see a
When
lot
a-
of people
Do it
not do it right, and they leave. You
Right.
know, it's like I don't even want to say anything about it because I'll have one leak, but it's like you don't have that problem.
We haven't yet.
We haven't had low side aux problems. We just haven't.
You know? People jacking it up on the lines.
Yeah.
That's the biggest fucking problem.
But we
Someone
see
does something
tanks
stupid.
dented in from people
Yeah.
jacking up the damn car on the
Yeah.
tank. So
Yeah.
it's like,
If you're stupid, we can't help you.
yeah, like there's
fuck
no,
yourself. Save yourself.
there's no, and you know what I mean? There's just,
Wait. So if we don't install it, we have no control over that, obviously.
no, yeah, I mean, we get, hey, I don't know why this thing doesn't work, and then we look under there. Not like an aux or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, my
In
fuel
general,
pump
yeah.
doesn't work, you know, and look under there and be like, well, yeah, no shit. It's completely dented in where somebody took a jack and jacked up the damn car on the fuel pump.
That's crazy.
So I think we just use this for the Mighty Mouse, get rid of these two, run that.
Yeah, I think Zeke had
over to here.
a plan already kind of going on this thing.
Because this should still be the line with the one-way check valve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so should be fine right there. But anyway, we've never seen one of these work out on a boost car ever. So, you know,
You're talking about that catch can.
style.
Yeah, yeah.
Just anything that's sealed that I don't care how many lines, I don't care how big it is.
It's just not enough.
Orifice size. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's just not enough orifice size. You'd have to have 4 of them things to equal
Right.
a 12 AN
Yep.
hole. You know.
So,
So we'll swap this out and then get it on the dyno, see what we can do.
kind of one more thing on the meth kit is like, this isn't one of ours. The thing came here. We were just trying to do what we could and work with it. But, you know, we put a lot of time and effort and money and research and testing into our meth kits, and, you know, they're ours. That's why we don't just sell them out of the box, because it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so if you guys want a Pro Performance meth kit, it has to be done in-house. We don't ship them, so.
Yeah, it's just to do it properly. Like Ben puts a ton of time and effort into them and stuff like that. It's not even worth the hassle of trying to explain and
It's the least profitable job in this shop. But I do them. They
Yeah.
have to get done sometimes.
Well,
Yeah,
that and we just, I mean, don't want other people to copy our kits, essentially. And then, so for the port setup for the low side, for the fuel stuff, we can do this. I can price it out for you. Ben's got it all picked out. In-house, we're still working on a kit to ship out, right?
Yep.
Like if somebody wants to install it themselves.
Yep.
So we'll have that soon.
yeah, our big concern was just trying to feed everything off what's like already supplied.
Yeah.
You know, and then trying to tee
That
things into
size
this.
fuel line.
Yeah.
Size
So
fuel line to feed 16 injectors.
not enough.
It's not going to happen. Something's going to burn down.
Yep. So, you know, everyone's got their own thing. This is ours. I'm not gonna say anyone's is.
Now, if you get the 2 high PSI kit and you got a Magnuson, it comes with port plates, it comes with injectors, it comes with everything
Rails,
but the
all that
pump and the
crap.
lines and stuff.
Pump lines and all that.
So you-
but
you
again,
don't-
you'd still be back into the same boat.
Right, you just wouldn't need the rails, the injectors, like all that comes with it. It comes with that stuff. You won't need any of the rest, but you'll still need the pump. You'll still need the lines and fittings. So
And you know, like I said, I mean, with the 4 triple, you know, we have a setup for that also. It's
yep,
just
yep.
Either which way. So like, if you already have one, it'd be like, oh no, they're gonna tell me I need to buy this, that, and the other.
If
It's
you're
not
doing a
gonna
4, you still probably need an aux kit if you're actually drag racing the thing there, just because they locate the pumps a little bit further forward than factory to make them fit.
Yeah.
And you either need to run a pile of fuel, or you have to have something sucking from the back of the tank to make that kind of cool all the time.